Hello, 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 knockouts. Tanya TKO here. And we have a very special show today. I'm going to allow you all to come in. So, this show is going to be broken up into two different parts. All right. So, I'm going to give you my point of view about this movie, Cuties. We're going to talk about the public reaction. We're going to talk about my first impressions. I've only seen this one time. I just finished watching it. This is something that I think you may need to watch two times in order to really be able to fully absorb all that is this movie. But for the premise, let's get into the premise, okay? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm waiting to see those comments come in. If they don't come in, it's because YouTube is. I need somebody to see. I haven't seen any comments come through yet. Here we go. There go the comments. If you are from my mailing list, I need you to go on and put up that number 1. If you're from my mailing list, go ahead and put up the number 1 so that I can know that you all are in the house. We're going to be talking. Let me just tell you right off the bat. Let me tell you all right off the bat. I did not have a problem with this movie. I thought the movie was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant. And I think that there are a lot of people, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And the public reaction about the pastor killing his wife, you know what? Let's talk about Cuties in this movie, in this video. If we need to talk about some other things, then we'll get into that, right? But listen, every 19 hours a black woman is killed by a person she was romantically involved with. This movie, ironically, I feel that it is parallel. Let me call out the people from the mailing list who have gotten here early. Mailing list gang, welcome in the building. We have Nubian, NECA, Tina, Mary, Coco Puffs, God Favored. Hey, Ghost. Wait, Ghost was not on the mailing list. No, Ghost just said hi. Piece of Candy, welcome in the house. Whitney Marie says hello. Alanis from the mailing list. And let's see who else. Fila. All right. So listen, I think that there are so many parallels that exist in our society, and all of the people who are choosing that they're not going to watch this film because people have shown clips out of context. And so somebody is saying they missed the connection. You haven't missed. We just got in, Sharon. My gosh. You already feel like you missed something and we just getting here? You see, my eyebrows not even on yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about this movie while I am doing my own upkeep. And then once I get the eyebrows on and the lip gloss popping, I'm going to open up the phone lines, and then I'm going to allow you all to come in and give your point of view about this movie. I actually love this movie. This is a coming of age film that is relevant to our current times. And I think that it's an important movie that needed to be shared. And I'm glad that it was shared. And I think that more people need to have conversations about this. And I think that for far too long, we've been letting men and male dictamy control the narrative. And I think that it's high time that women started speaking up and speaking out, not only about this, but about the phenomenon that exists inside of a film like this. Let me tell you all what this film is about, right? All right. The film is about this 11-year-old girl who comes from a religious conservative family. Her family is Muslim from Senegal. This is a black little girl, right? Her mother and her 2 little brothers move into this apartment in, I believe it's some part of France, right? And so in this part of France, they are in an apartment building. It does not look like it is the most expensive building. It doesn't look like they live in the high life or anything like that. The father is not there in the home. It turns out, I say maybe about a quarter of the way through, that the father has married another woman. And he is in Senegal with the second woman. The wife, who is the mother of this little cutie, right? is kind of not talking to her daughter about what's going on. Like, where's daddy? There's an extra bedroom there. They're not. No one's telling the girl what the extra bedroom is for. The girl hides under the bed, and here's her mother and an older a matriarch of the community talking. And apparently, the father has a wife, and the father's in Senegal, and I guess they're going to be coming, right? So the little girl, in an effort to really kind of find her place, so let me tell you what the little girl sees. The little girl sees her mother. So she just sees the feet because she's hiding under the bed. Nobody knows that she's there, right? So first, she wakes up in the middle of the night and her mother's staring at the new room, just in a ghost-like state, right? Then the mother is like looking all kinds of distraught, right? But the mother's being strong for the family, right? Then the little girl ends up underneath the bed, overhearing the mother talking to the matriarch of the community, right? And the matriarch of the community is talking about calling up people to congratulate, for the mother to call and congratulate people, tell people congratulations because her husband has a new wife, right? After all of that, the little girl is looking underneath the bed, and the matriarch leaves, and the mother's just sitting there. She tries to call someone and say, "Oh, my husband got a new wife. I'm so happy. Congratulations to the new couple," right? But the mother hangs up the phone on the person and sits there, starts crying, and then slapping herself on the daggone bed, right? So the daughter is laying there looking like, what the H-E double hockey sticks is going on? My mama's slapping up herself. And the little girl begins to cry, right? The little girl begins to cry. And this is when the girl goes on a journey. The girl goes on a journey to find herself. And in trying to find herself, she starts acting out, and she started acting out in a way that she begins to steal, she begins to dance sexually, she begins to dress scantily. She starts trying to figure out who it is that she is and what it is that she wants out of life, from herself, from whatever, right? But the girl is only 11 years old. She meets another little girl who looks like the little girl ain't got much parental supervision, because these little girls are dressed in outfits that little 11-year-old girls should not be dressed in. You know what I'm saying? They got on the crop tops, they got on the tight pants, they got on things that I don't think no parent in their right mind would buy for an 11-year-old girl, right? So basically it starts out with the girl and her mother going to some religious service. Let me tell you all, there's another component to this where there is a brother in the mix. She has a little brother who's probably 3-4 years younger than her. And the little brother is freaking, I don't want to call the boy useless, but the boy is being raised in such a way that he has no damn responsibilities. He ain't thinking for himself. He depending on his older sister to do the damn thinking for him. He acting like a goddamn fool inside the thing, splashing water all outside the bathtub. He can't carry a baby. Oh, he's acting the damn fool. He ain't listening. He's just acting up. The boy was getting on my damn nerves because it showed the stark contrast between the way this girl was socialized and the way the boy was socialized. The girl was socialized to be responsible, to be adult-like, to be to take on the mantle of womanhood and all this other stuff, right? And it's just it just brings up so much for us, right? Because how many of us out there as women, I want to ask, we're going to do the number 2. How many of us out there as women, you know what, we're going to do 2 and 3. If as a woman, people started socializing you into being the woman of the house, learning how to cook and clean, and knowing that there's some ominous husband out there waiting for your ass to be able to do all of these things. If this happened to you, I want you to put up the number 2, right? If it happened to you, I want you to put up the number 2. If you were not socialized and nobody ever told you, oh, this is what you gotta do. You gotta learn how to cook for your husband. You gotta learn this. You gotta learn how to be a neat woman. Ain't no man gonna want you. If that has never happened to you, I want you to put up the number 3. If you had the opportunity to live out into your little girlhood glory without anybody ever imposing that shit upon you. We got 1 3 in the house. Everybody else is putting up 2. We got another 3, right? We got another 3. Me, it started happening to me, I say about the age of 9. So we have a lot of contradictory stuff going on inside this film. For everybody who has a problem with this film, we have a problem with society, because there's a lot of things going on inside here, inside this film, right? Where the matriarch of the community is talking about, oh, you're a woman now, because at 11 she got her period. So the matriarch of the community is talking about, you're a woman now, you're a woman. All right. So if she's a woman, then that means that she could go out there and wear what the hell she want to wear, right? If she's a woman, that means that she can go out there and toot up her booty if she wants to, right? If she's a woman, then she can go put on some panty shorts and bunk down on the floor, pumping up her waist, right? Because she's a woman, right? So it's like they're saying that this girl is a woman at the age of 11, and then the matriarch of the community comes over and she's like, oh, when she notices that the girl has her period, she's like, oh, I wasn't but a little bit bigger than you when I was married off in white. You know, after she got her period, she was married off in white. And then when her husband lifted up the white and presented her, I wasn't sure if they presented a naked body, her maiden voyage, her hymen, I don't know what the hell they present. The husband lifted up the white for his family and everyone to see. I don't know if it was her broken hymen. I don't know. It was very unclear. If there's some people who are from Senegal who knows this tradition, let me know, right? So I'm thinking to myself, look at the contradiction. They're trying to teach the girl that she's a woman, but then also if she has governance over her own body and does with it as she chooses, then she is a whore, right? I'm not judging anybody's other culture. I'm just asking questions about the culture, right? So it's like all throughout this feature, I'm thinking to myself and looking at the imagery, and I remember what it was like to be a young woman. Now, you see, this is the issue right here. The issue is that the feminine mystique is very powerful. But the issue is that nobody is really teaching girls how to manifest, how to harvest this feminine mystique. It's pushed all inside of our faces that, you know, that the allure of a woman is captivating, that the allure of a woman is intoxicating, that the allure of a woman is one that brings men down to their knees. Yes, we're discussing cuties, as the title of this video suggests, right? However, we are also simultaneously taught that the allure of a woman is dirty. The allure of a woman is bad. The allure of a woman must be kept under wraps, and that the allure of a woman belongs to men. This is why men love porn but hate OnlyFans. Some men, you know, they hate knowing that a woman has control over her self-exploitation and using her own feminine wiles to be able to bring in money for herself in the ways that she sees fit. But if it's porn and she's being exploited to the way that men see fit, there are a lot of men who don't have a problem with that. They have a problem with a woman taking the power into her own hands. And this little girl here has fallen into the gap. And she's fallen into the gap because there are not enough goddess courses that teach girls how to harvest that feminine energy, because you see, men are afraid of that harvesting of the feminine energy. This is why across the world there are different cultures that try to stifle, that try to cut off the clitorises of, stone the breasts of that feminine energy, of that feminine mystique, of that feminine sexuality. So here we have this girl, right? Outside of her parents' motherland, right? And they're living in France where things are a little bit different, where people are a little bit different. And I want to know how many of you out there remember what it was like to be an adolescent in your time. Now, we will never know what it's like to be an adolescent in today's time, where you have the internet, you have music videos. I want you all to name me three female superstars under the age of 30 who have not had to plaster their body scantily and exploit their sexuality for fame. I was thinking of who, right? I was thinking of who because let me ask you all out there. Is there anybody here who has seen Lauryn Hill's legs? I was asking my sister about this. I don't think I ever seen Lauryn Hill's legs. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever seen Lauryn Hill's legs. Because back in the day, listen, HER has changed. Or was it SZA who's changed? I want you all to name. Jasmine Sullivan is way over 30. Come on now. I said under 30. Come on. Because I would say, so listen, Ella May is one. And I don't remember what other song she made besides that one song where she was at the not at the carnival or whatever that thing is called, right? So I'm just saying. So it was SZA who changed. It wasn't HER. Okay. So we're living in a time where a woman's worth is often purported with her sexuality, with her beauty, etc., right? So you have to be sexual. You want to make it, you better exploit that sexuality. How many women are out here can get by on their talent alone nowadays? How many? First of all, listen, let's not even freaking fool yourselves. Let's not fool yourselves, because there isn't even one diva. There is not even one megastar black diva who is darker than a brown paper bag. So let's not act like all of a sudden we have all of this governance, because there isn't one. So Ella May herself, I didn't see no damn pigmentation in her face. So at least she got that light skin going for her. But let's talk about all of these things. So if you want to express your worth as a young lady nowadays, what is it that you got to do? That girl did her searches on the internet. When that little girl did her searches on the internet, what does she see? She saw older women who have already had that estrogen flow down into their bodies and have brought them their female fatty parts, right? So she saw young ladies clapping and flapping and twerking their butt cheeks and all of that. Those were the women that she saw on the internet. And she saw what praise and approval they got. I don't know how many of you have ever worked with young ladies, but this is what is out there nowadays for young ladies. This is what's out there for them. You have to exploit yourself. You have to be sexual. You have to show skin. You have to do those things. But at what age is it appropriate? I think that the people who produced Cuties were clever in that should I smoke the eyes? Should I smoke the eyes or no? Should I leave? Normani, the first video I saw of her was her tootin' and bootin', dancing scantily clad and all this other stuff up and down the place. Should I smoke the eyes? Okay, people want the smoke. You want the smoke. Okay. All right, we'll smoke them down. So yes, I'm gonna open up the phone line. So I want you all to start getting ready with your own thoughts, because as you see, I'm almost finished. As soon as the smoky eye comes on and we got a little bit of lip action going, then it was going to be time to open up the phone lines. But I want you all to get your thoughts together, because I wanted to give mine first, and then I will allow you all to give yours, right? I didn't have a problem with the movie. I felt like the movie needed to be said. I felt like the movie speaks about a larger issue that we have nowadays, where a girl's body is really never her own. There's always somebody out there that owns her body, either her parents, her parents, her future husband, her father, her brothers, her whomever, her whatever, right? Her body's never really her own. Her body's never really her own. And the difference that I saw is that they rush these girls, they rush them into adulthood. They rush them into womanhood. They rush them into learning how to keep house because her whole life, from the time that she's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, her whole life has been cultivated to then be taken over by some man. Who inside of this movie ever asked her what it is that she wanted? Who asked her what it is that she wanted? Who asked her? Light lips, red lips, dark lips? Dark, light, pink? What we thinking about? I'll go light. Why not? I'll go light, right? I'll go light. Her body is never her own. When is a young woman's body ever her own? At what age? At what age is she able? That looks funny, right? Light like that. That's a little. I think it's too light. I don't know. I feel like it's. I don't think that's a good look. I don't think that's a good look. Let me put a little bit of concealer under. When is her body her own? When is the right time for her to twerk if she wants to twerk? 16? 15? At what point in her life? I want to know. Tell me. Because what it is that I saw inside of this, what it is that I saw inside of this movie was a young lady dying to be able to be her own. What does she have to look forward to? To grow up? Somebody, what they all want me to use a liner. I don't want to use a liner. I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna put dark on the outside. I don't have liners because I don't typically use them, right? Okay. Her body's never really her own. Her body's never really one that she has full command of. Nobody ever spoke to this girl about what it is that she wanted and what is it that she had to look forward to in this life. To grow up, to be somebody's woman, have a bunch of children by them. And before this man, like, they were not living in the lap of luxury. These people look like they were struggling. They look like they were struggling. And here's the man getting another woman, and the one woman he do have isn't even living in the lap of luxury. So now she's supposed to take in another. I like this though. I like the light color now. I like it. Now they're trying to tell women that they're old by 24. When does a woman ever have a chance to really live and be free and So y'all women do okay twerking and being sexual from a young teenager, correct, or younger? Listen, we are not teaching girls that they have any worth. We are not teaching them that they have any worth outside of what it is that they can do for a man. And then once you hit menopause, then they try to act like you have no worth. They're like, oh, you finished now because you can no longer produce children. I read this study that talked about men's midlife crises fall right in line with when their woman goes through menopause. That's when they have their midlife crises. I don't have a pen. But I kind of like it. I like it. If not, you all can tell me. I'll change it because I don't like when the gloss goes on it after it's become matte, because then it just looks greasy. Unless I do like a golden gloss. Let's see. I'll do a golden gloss on it. Right? I'll do a golden gloss. Don't worry. I got you. Yeah, so nobody ever asked the girl. Nobody had a conversation with her about what she wanted. So listen, being Muslim, living that life, maybe what the mother wanted. But did anybody ask the girl what she wanted? There we go. All right, that looks good. looks good. I like it. But you all are right. I do need a liner. I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't like it. I don't like it. I do like it. I like it and I don't like it both at the same time. All right, but you know what? We're going to open up the phone lines and we're going to take your point of view because I want to hear from you all. I want to hear because I went through a lot of emotions. I almost cried. There are a lot of people who are like, this is fodder for pedophiles. Listen, I felt like it needed to be. I felt like this story needed to be told, and it needed to be told in the way that it was told because there was no mistaking that those girls had not yet gone through the transformation that estrogen does to a body. It seems like men don't have a problem. We don't have a problem with young girls behaving sexually as long as those young girls have visibly gone through the transformation of puberty. 16 years old. 17 years old, 15 years old. Nobody had a problem with Foxy Brown when she was 15 years old, talking about her ill nana. I remember going to nightclubs that Foxy Brown couldn't get into. The height of Foxy Brown's era, she couldn't get into the nightclubs that she was supposed to be performing at. She couldn't come through the front door. I remember when they asked me for my ID at the front door, and I thought, how is Foxy Brown gonna get in here? If they're carding me, how will she get in here? And they had her sipping all types of champagne and talking about Cristal and all this other stuff, and she wasn't old enough to drink. So it's like we don't have a problem with R. Kelly and the 17-year-olds. Oh, they know what they want, right? 16, oh, they know what they want because they have gone through the metamorphosis where estrogen has pushed out their feminine parts, but their minds are not ready. I want to ask you all out there, because the one difference that I saw in this Cuties that I did not see in real life, right, is that in Cuties, the guys were like, oh, you're a little girl, you're a little girl. How many of you out there had men tell you, or older boys tell you, that you were a little girl? We did 2 and 3 already, right? So it's 4 and 5. If they told you that you were a little girl, put up the number 4. If they never told you that you were a little girl, put up the number 5. Because nobody ever told me that I was a little. You're a little girl. They never told me that. All I heard was, you may be young, but you're ready to learn. You're not a little girl, you're a woman. Take my hand, let me tell you, baby. This is what I heard growing up. That's what I heard. You're not a little girl, you're a woman. This is what they like out there. They want to tell you you're ready. That you're ready from the time that you start getting some little buds. You're ready, right? My mind's telling me no. But my body is telling me yes, yes, yes. Listen. They start telling you you're ready as soon as you get those buds popping out. Listen, I'm about to turn on the phone line, so start getting your thoughts together for what it is that you're going to say. Because I saw this movie and I felt that the movie needed to be shown, because there is a gap that young girls are falling into nowadays where they're not really seeing women being able to ascend to any heights unless their damn punani is out the door, unless their titties are jiggling and twirling around. When that girl went looking for who was receiving the accolades out there, they saw that it was girls, and she thought it was girls in thongs shaking and twerking their butt cheeks who were getting the accolades. So when she went out there looking, she didn't see many choices, many options, because if you had to, I want to ask some of your asses out there. Let me ask some of you. So we did 4 and 5, right? Let me see what those surveys were. So some people said people told them they were little girls. They didn't tell me I was a little girl. They didn't tell me. What they do is they put the blame, oh, you fast ass. That's what the women in your family will say. But the men out there, oh, look at you. They start looking at you sexually. You start walking up the street with your little big book bag on, wearing your little girl jeans and your pigtails in, and they're looking at you. Hey, how you doing? as you passing by. I did this survey on Facebook. I'm going to do the survey over here for you all. At what age did you start noticing men looking at you sexually? This is for the girls out there. At what age did you start noticing men looking at you sexually? Put up these ages. I want to see these ages while I get the phone lines ready to come on. 12 years old, 11, 12, 9, 12, 10. Look. Look. 9, 12, 11, 16, 15, 16, 11, 12, 11, 14, 11, 8, 10. You see what I'm saying, right? 5. That a 5-year-old child has to be cognizant of the looks, the stares, and be able to interpret those stares as sexual. This is the world that we're living in. This is the world that we're living in, where a girl is constantly, her body is constantly under review. Oh, look at you, you're growing. Look at your buds, look at your breasts. Look at them hips, girl. Go put on some loose clothes. Your body is constantly under review from the people around you. Everybody's always making comments about your body. Everybody's always making comments about your body. 9, 14, 16, 10, 12, 11, another 5, a 6, 10, 12, 13, 15, 8, 4. 4 years old. Give me 1 second. Phone lines are getting set up right now. I want you all to think about this. Phone line is going to be open for men and women. I want to hear from you. Let me ask the boys out there. So boys, I want you to put your comments below, right? So for men, I want the men to put, okay, let's see. Boys, so for the guys out here, at what age did you start noticing? All right, so for the boys, I want you to put an M for male, F for female. So at what age did men start looking at you sexually? Put M and then the number. If women started looking at you sexually at a certain age, I want you to put F for female and then the age that they started looking at you, not their age, your age. So if you were, let's say 14 and men started looking at you sexually, put down M 14. If it's once you turn 21, women started looking at you sexually, put F 21. So I want to see the boys' answers. Okay. So this is a survey for men. So women, hold off on your survey. I really want to see the men. I want to see the men. Oh, Jesus Christ. But I see somebody named Grace who is putting an M. I only want the men to answer this one. So Sheeta's husband says 13 female. Oh, God of mercy. See what I'm saying? So M10 female 21. Ugh. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. All right. Phone lines are almost open. I just have 2 or 3 more things to do to get it open. And then we're going to start accepting phone calls. Right? All right. So male 9, female 15. The question is, at what age did you start noticing that men were looking at you sexually? And then also what age you started noticing women looking at you sexually. So M for male, men started looking at you sexually at a certain age, and then F for female. So that's the question. If somebody can explain it, because I've already explained it. You got to come in early and stay up with me. So there was a person who was, this is not sex. If a boy is 7 and a woman is 45, that's not sex, that's abuse. That's abuse. So we have male 6, female 17. You see what I'm saying? All right. All right. Listen. Bluetooth is connected. Phone lines are set up. I'm going to take the first phone call. So you can call in. The telephone number is 488-3149. So Candy's boyfriend, females started looking at him sexually at 16. Men started looking at him sexually at 22. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
It's Ren.
Hi, what is it?
Ren, R-E-N.
Hi, Ren. So what is your comment today? We're talking about the movie Cuties and what your point of view about the film is, about coming of age as a young woman in today's society or yesteryear societies. I want to know.
Thank you for watching. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, make sure that you subscribe, and hit the bell notifications to be notified of new videos. Leave a comment below, share the video, and come over to TanyaTKO.com to subscribe to my personal mailing list and drop me a message of a viral story that you'd like for me to cover. See you on the other side. Peace.